I'm going to start recording now. Hello, guys, and welcome to the first episode of our show together with me and Minhaz. We're going to talk about the secrets of tech founders, and in the first several episodes is going to be between together with me and Minhaz, and in the other next episodes, maybe we're gonna have somebody else that is going to be with us and share his experience. But today we're going to do episode one that is going to be on how to restructure your company for remote work. And Minas is going to share his experience that how he restructured his company for remote work and the issues that he faced in those several weeks, because most of the time I'm working remote and for me it's easier than for him. But maybe we can share some tips and tricks. So hey, Minas, can you tell to the people a little bit more about yourself? And after that, I can tell a little bit more about me.
Yeah, thanks, Wes. Hello, everyone. This is Minhaj Fahmi from Battery Law Interactive. So we are basically a company that works with serious games, augmented reality, virtual reality, web development, app development, and all sorts of immersive technology. And Wes is my friend and partner in Bulgaria, and in this situation right now the world is in, you need friends, you need to stick together. So we are trying to stick together here and trying to create some good vibes among ourselves and all the people around us. And about our company, we have founded it back in 2015. I have two co-founders, Mimo and Ishtiak are their names. And I have told their names because it will be easy to get some reference later on in the show, because I have to mention them regarding some works, some experience. And we have a team of around 25-30 people, or give or take, who works regularly. And we also have another 5 or 10 people as a standby to work in different projects or need. So see, yeah, Ves is laughing, I know. So it has been 5 years. I mean, like, we have celebrated 5 years celebration. We have done this in February. And the company vision of Battery Law Interactive is basically we make wishes come true. So it's about fulfilling wishes, not only our clients, but also for other people all around the world. So that's what we stand for. And right now, actually, I know everyone is just wishing for all these things to be over. So I wish we really could help out with this issue. But well, we are doing our part. I mean, there are lots of people who are dependent on us. I mean, not only, I'm not talking about only our team members, I'm also talking about the people, the clients that we serve. They are regularly dependent on us. For example, there's this big newspaper that is one of our clients. So we have to serve them, right? You have to serve news. Newspapers are having some field days over there because people are expecting live news. Uh, People are expecting rapid news because everybody's in front of the television or in front of the internet to find out the latest news and the exclusive news. So they have to be like regular, you know. So their work pressure has even increased. So we have to support them in a way. We have to keep the site up and running and also free from all sort of cyber attacks and all. So so we can't just stop, you know. We have to carry it on, we have to carry it together. And also there are some projects that are also unaffected by the virus so far. For example, we are working on some long-term projects with different global partners, and for some educational purposes, let's say, or training purposes. So these games that we are working on to serve different purposes for some months right now, and they still require some more months to finish the development at least. So these things we cannot stop. We have to run. So there is no other choice. We have to keep the wheels running regardless the situation. So Wes, I think that's the primary introduction right now, and also the situation kind of in the current scenario. And I'm guessing that as everybody is working from home, more or less, apart from the emergency organizations like police or, you know, the hospitals, the politicians, So apart from that, everybody is working from home. So many people are having different issues, and we are having our own issues, and we are having to tackle them in our own way. That's it.
Okay, you mentioned that you have a 25 people because, for example, you know me from one of our projects that is Passion for Tech. I'm the business development guy there and the CEO. And as you know, we are decentralized, so we are all over the world. We are working on a partners base, like the companies with yours. And for me, for us, it's not so big problem to do that thing like you. But you have all the 25 people, I think so, in your office currently. And
Yeah,
now they're working. All of them are creating games from home. And
yeah.
can you mention how around for I think that because I saw it from other friends, in several days you need to restructure everything. So you're working in your office, you have your own desk, your team desk, you're talking with them, you have the team meetings in the beginning of the day, in the end of the day, how everything is go, the feedback, and how you manage to restructure everything in several days and to keep going, especially when it comes to those long-term projects, because that is really important. When you are promised to those people something, and you want to deliver them, and your company is in the market for 5 years, it's not so new company as like one of us, our company is new, but that is a really long term, and you have some work long term partnerships, and how you manage to do everything and to explain to your people how to do it from their home, to keep them track, to see who is doing proactively working and who is not working so well, and how you are what kind of tools you are currently using. For example, now we are recording the video in Zoom. Maybe you're using Zoom or something like that. The early
So you
hours recording and everything.
So basically, the question has two parts. So you said we have to discuss about the strategies that we are following right now, because we have to
Yeah.
keep running and we have to keep working. The second part is basically about the tools. So I'll answer that in the second part. So the first one, let's say, so I have had a bit of privilege in terms of that. I know you have a partner as well, so you have that privilege, I think, as well. So I have two partners, and luckily, like for example, like our CTO Mimo, so he is like really good with these tools, and he is a really let's say well learned person in terms of technology. So when it came about finding out the proper technologies, so he always was the one to suggest different things and come up with efficient manners of keeping the office at track. And also our COO Ishtiak, so he is also like very skilled in terms of team management and managing a whole project. So the production pipeline I don't have to worry about. Like I can only focus on the partnerships, doing these kind of things, and um, figuring out strategies, and talking to clients and partners and so on, because the production pipeline is entirely managed by them. So now let's have a look at what they do basically. So first of all, you have to make sure that the environment inside the working from home office, it's still an office, right? So you have to make sure that the vibe is there. For example, you have to have a dedicated desk. So it's for work, it's not for chilling, it's not for Netflix, it's not for gaming and all, it's only for working, just like the one you had in your office. So that's the first thing we told people, that make your desk like that. Okay, so that you don't get distracted. So if you take some precautions like this, then you can get rid of many things. For example, some unproductivity issues may rise up, you may get distracted. So to track those, you can do that. And also about teamwork. So this is why it gets really tricky, because for a company who has always been doing works from physical office, so it was a bit challenging at the beginning to fully convert the whole operation and collaborate at the same time, because we are used to come into office at 9 a.m. and having a chit chat, having some coffees together, having some gossip, and then drawing some things together over the whiteboard, and now you can't do it all on a sudden. You are stuck at home and looking into the screen, right? So what we did was, we have scheduled several meetings, like every day. Every team has to do several meetings. It's mandatory. So no matter if you need a meeting or not, you still have to pop in the meeting and say hello to your teammates, so that you still feel that you are inside the room working with your teammates, to have that feeling. At the same time, we are about the tools. So you see, luckily we have been following the tools, thanks to my partners and our like HR. So we have been following the tools for some time. Like for communication, we use Slack. For project management, we use Trello. So now, these are basically just two examples. You can always use some multiple or some other channel, some other products,
Yeah, we are
whatever suits
using,
you,
for
right?
example, ClickUp for
Yeah, you can use that as well.
yeah.
So there are Jira, there are some many other options. So there are like well, there's a business version of Facebook as well, as far as you know, works best. So you can do anything, whatever suits you, whatever suits your team well. So luckily we have been maintaining those things, so it was not difficult. So we just had to power up those things. You see, we had to power up those things. And also the mental motivation is really important, so that everybody, they actually are on the same page. This is the basic mistake that most companies do. They focus so much on the tools, so much on the mechanism, but they totally forget that you need to make sure that mentally the people are working with ownership. Because when you're working from home, if you want to skip some work, you have a better probability of doing that than if whenever you are in the office, right? Like for example, I am at my home right now, so I can always skip some things and try to mitigate it, and uh, not be myself totally 100% professional, I mean. So it's up to you, it's up to the professional himself, how he will function. So what we try to do is basically we keep them motivated, we keep the ownership to them, so that they are their own protectors. So each one of them, they work as their own safeguards, so that we don't have to worry about them skipping the work or doing some unprofessional things,
Yeah, that is really important when you mention about the mental health. Even next time we talk with you next week to have in Monday create a episode about the mental health of the
Yeah,
people.
sure.
And the whole process is really important because you have two type of people. One of them are really structured and they need to have keep a track in the really structured process, and one of them that are proactive, creative people.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it. For example, uh, you mentioned my co-founder, he's Velik Vel, and he's from those people that is why he's COO. He's the process guy. He needs to be
Mhm.
everything structured. And you are, for example, CEO, business dev, and you're like me. You're the guy that
Yeah.
is hunting. It's not
Working with
so
the deals. Yeah.
yeah, it's not so to make partnership, to have a chit chats like the things that we are doing now.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the process, you need to have especially when you are working remote, a really structured process to see how everything is going. For me, in my opinion. And what about, did you think about the possibility to create them a education plan for those time? Because I don't know how long it's going to be, but here in Bulgaria, we are going to be locked up for 1 month more.
Yeah, that's another important issue, that nobody knows how long this is going to continue, right? So there is the tricky part. So when you're using a tool, so I would recommend anyone who is watching this video. So when you plan for something, you should plan for long term. So for example, you are using a tool that is giving you 1 month of discounted subscription. Okay, so you subscribe to it, you put your team through this, and they start working. After 1 month, when the discounted subscription is over, they are charging you a lot, and that is becoming painful for you. So you don't want to face that kind of situation. So when you are choosing a tool, go through the catalog, go through their offers, and see exactly what they are offering and for how long they are offering it. So you have to plan in advance. You have to plan for like a few months at least, because that is the part. What we do is like our co-founders, me and my partners, we always keep in touch with each other. We analyze the situation, because the team, the team are our responsibility. We feel responsible for the team, for the 25 families that are out there. So we have to look after them. So but we don't want our team members to worry about the situation as much as we do, because that is our job. We have to work as the leader of the family here. So that is what we do is, we are responsible for different parts, all three of us. We do our part, and we keep these regular team meetings where everyone come together, and we have some chit chat, very light chit chat. And we used to have a lot of fun at office. So that fun part is, right now, we can't do it for obvious reasons. So the team meeting is the part where all the crazy stuff comes up. You see, for example, a funny example, you see the app Zoom, right? We are using
Yeah,
Zoom. So in Zoom, you can change your video background. For
yeah.
example, like this whole background, it can be changed to a like spaceship or what.
You can draw everything.
Yeah, right. So uh, people in my team, so in fact me even, so we do it all the time. Whenever the team meeting happens, the central team meeting, everyone is there, and everybody is like, somebody is in Mars, somebody is in like some other part of the world, somebody is in a forest, somebody is in a movie. So it gets really fun over there. So we try to keep it together, and we try to address to anyone who is having any issues.
Even next month, not month, but next week, you are going to be the person that is recording, and I'm going to be in the mountain.
Well, we'll see about that. We can also probably do some gamings in this show as well. For example, if people like it, this is the time where good contents are important, because people are being bored at home and they need good contents,
The idea
interesting
of that
content.
thing for that interesting thing and chit chatting is really good, because most of the time when we are even we have our pipeline with Vel, and in the other time we are sharing about the books, about the things that are important for our growth,
Ah, I see.
because okay, the most important investment that me, you, somebody else can do it, it's in himself and his team, because there is a company, but maybe it's couple more company brand, no matter what is it, you are not going to have that company, that brand, or it's
Mm-hmm.
not so successful, but you
Mm-hmm.
are going to always have those people that are in front of you, and well, your co-founders and everything. And if you're on the same wave, if you're thinking in the same direction, for sure the company is going to be successful and is going to be big. For example, one of the things that I'm several days I'm listening from those people that are really successful and I like them. There are several American guys, and they have only now and the future.
Yeah.
So now to invest how to become the future that you want, because the future is the your north
Reflection of what
star.
you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your north star, the way
Yeah.
that you need to go. That is why the white level are creating the franchising and everything. The world have everything in, but you need to know how to make it even bigger. For example, now I don't know how many people I'm talking with, a lot of people, and I'm telling them, guys, hey Minas, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, the connection something, but uh, a lot of people are not investing in their LinkedIn's, their brands, and everything. And now, in the next several months, one of the things that you need to structure as a team and everybody is the positioning in the digital world. Because
Yes.
if you have a really good positioning and network in LinkedIn, for example, I'm talking for LinkedIn because B2B is my main area that I'm operating.
Yeah.
And if you know how to position yourself through the LinkedIn, to have the connection with the people, to have the good network, you can always find somebody to be collaborator, for example, partner, to be your vendor, or even to be your customer. But in order to do that thing, you need to have a set up a really good funnels. And that is one of the things that, because yeah, I know that we are talking about the structure of the tech founders and
Yeah.
tech companies for the next upcoming month, but for the small companies, that is really important for me, in
Yes,
my
I think
opinion.
so. I think so. That is a very important topic that you have brought up here, because the world will not be the same. The world, in fact, is not the same yet. I mean, even right now, it's not the same. So everything has moved to online. Everything is moved onto the internet. So even our sales, like we were so much focused on our offline sales, and everything now we have to do it online, right? So good thing, yet again, we have been doing some online sales activities for a while right now. So we were in like yes, we are facing trouble because the offline version is totally cut off. No more offline events and no more offline sales.
I love it.
But yeah,
The
so
networking.
everybody is facing the, yeah, so everybody is have to shift to online networking. So all the online events, you have to, those events that have moved to online but you wanted to attend physically, so you can attend them online. You should do it. And you, one thing you mentioned about self development and keeping up in track. For example, whenever Mimo, my partner, he reads a new book, he always sends me the picture through Snapchat, for example. So whenever he's sending it, I'm talking about one or two sentences about it, and he's probably suggesting it to me as well. So probably I'll check it out later on. I'm writing something, they're checking it out, my team members are checking it out, and vice versa. So that way, whenever in our creative space, we have to, we have to be updated. And also at the same time, LinkedIn is really important if you are into the B2B. So we are into B2B as well. I mean, a large portion of us, portion of our company. So we spend a lot of time on LinkedIn right now, and also some other platforms that are also, synergic to our business. We're
Which are
spending
your
time with them.
favorite platforms?
I think if you ask me what has worked for us most is, so far, I think about lead generation and everything. I think our website has been a very good source of it, because people usually find many details about us from our website. But at the same time, we maintain our channels in YouTube, in LinkedIn, in Instagram, in Medium as well. So they serve different purposes. For example, in Instagram, our target is basically to reach the to show that what kind of culture we nourish, and to attract the young talents in our country and beyond. And also in LinkedIn, it's totally professional. I mean, to get in touch with clients and generating leads and so on and so on. So that is LinkedIn. And Facebook is for personal communications, but we also, for some clients, you make personal relationships, so it goes to Facebook as well. And in YouTube, we keep all our videos and stuff. So every platform has their own sets of advantages and works, I'd say. But
Great.
LinkedIn so far has been really effective in terms of, lead generation.
Next, some of the next episode we're gonna share about the LinkedIn, because we are even releasing one service that is connected only with LinkedIn.
Yes, I saw.
But
Yeah,
uh, I mentioned to you about it. I think so.
yeah.
We are ready with it, and it's giving quite a good results. But we're gonna talk about it on the some of the other. But now we are talking about the structure.
Other episodes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about the structure with your customers and your partners? How you're keeping track with them?
Well, with partners, we are doing basically we're doing regular calls. I mean, to keep in touch. And there's a tip from experience I would share with everyone. When no matter whether your business is from tech or some other background, so talk to your partners, okay? Like your usual partners and also offshore partners. Talk to them and try to listen to their perspectives. For example, I was feeling a bit down Saturday night, but I had this call scheduled with my partner in North America. So when I did the call with him, so after that I felt better, because lots of positive talks came up. His perspectives, he shared those with me. Those are the same sentences that was lurking inside my head, I mean, everybody knows about it, that you cannot actually go on whining about what you have no control over, right? So you should only focus on what you can do, what you have control over. So these are the basic common sentences that all of us has inside our head or heart, you can say. But sometimes they get hidden by the clouds of bad news that's happening around us, right? So it's important that you talk to your partners, and those things, they get cleared up, and you get a better version of yourself, you get motivated, and also you can strategize well, you can really strategize well. This situation, this lockdown situation, is very detrimental to everyone, but still you should actually do your best to utilize it at the same time, because you are getting more time to work, you can work with more concentration. So those partnerships that you mentioned about, for our offshore partnerships, it did not affect that much because everybody is at home and I can have the meetings just like I used to do. So in fact, I can have more meetings, so that's okay for the offshore part. For the national part, it's a bit tricky, I'll be honest with you, because in every country, when you are used to do offline meetings with everyone, so you need to shifting to online, it's really difficult, unless it would have been better if we had the VR mainstreamed in our country. So that's not true for the world yet. If we had VR mainstreamed, probably virtual reality could help us in this sense, because
Maybe
otherwise, I know I could just wear it and my client could wear it and we could have the normal usual conversation that we were used to do. But
in one of
unfortunately,
the
that's not the case.
some of the episodes you're gonna talk about VR and AR because it's one of the things that you do it and you're doing it really cool. Uh,
Thanks, man.
yeah, man. The thing is that even now, for me, it's giving my time to. I'm not so talking like before that with partners, with meetings, with the potential client and everything. Give me a time to structure to have created. 90 21 days first of all, so now after that 60 days, and after that 90 days plan of actions, and to see, even now I'm looking to see which sectors are going to be still alive after that, which
Yeah,
sectors are which sector are going to be digitalized. And honestly, it's not good because uh, we have here in Bulgaria and the countries around us a lot of people that can't work in digital things,
yeah,
but fucking shit, I'm seeing that in the upcoming 2 years after the crisis, when everybody made enough money,
yeah,
IoT,
yeah.
IoT,
Data, data.
VR, and the blockchain are going to blow.
Yeah,
That is my experience. That is in my head. Maybe it's not. I'm not going to be right, but why I'm seeing it, because with the whole robotic and everything, if that was ready and the 3D printing, now the
yeah,
fabrics are not going to wait for the trucks and the
yeah,
people that are stick at home to work. And the time that even before the artificial intelligence is ready, we are going to start working more creativity work as a human beings. I'm pretty sure,
right, right,
because
right, right.
of the things that are going. And when we are talking about the structure and how to structure a company for decentralized or for remote work, that is the future, because I'm pretty sure that most of the company and most of the people who are after that crisis are going to think how to work with more contractors, how to be a contractors, and what are the skills that they need to develop. Because even we are seeing that a lot of people are talking, yeah, when I have a, I'm working for a big corporation or a company that is around 100, 300 people or 1,000 people, I'm safe. The safety that the contract, not contractor, but the contract for several years is giving you. And when the crisis is hitting, all of them are down to the street. And
Yes,
what is in my head is that, okay, if I can be in the on the street like that, what the fuck I need to be? It's better to be a contractor. or a
Yeah,
freelance.
it's a big pressure. It's a big pressure when you have more people. It's a big pressure because every people you add in your team, they become your responsibility as well. Yes, they are matured enough to take their responsibilities, but still as a team leader, so you have to take responsibility of your people, right? So yeah, it's a funny thing that you mentioned, because the big corporations, big organizations, they are having more difficulties than the small ones, because small team, small headache, big team, big headache, but about strategizing and restructuring the company, I think it's really important that you try to make it as modular as possible, so that in when you are working online, you can cut off some really lead times. For example, I'll give you one example just to make this clear. So if you have a meeting with 50 people, so and someone is speaking, so 49 other people will have to listen at the same, right? So it's better if you divide them in 10 teams, then they can have the meeting simultaneously, like separately and simultaneously. So you have a lot, so you can cover lots of grounds other than just listening to other people. So in those meetings, 5 people a meeting, five, like 10 teams, then in half an hour you'll make a lot of progress. But if you don't decentralize, then you will have to do the 50 people meeting, and that's going to
Like
hurt you,
small
because
conference, man.
yeah, that's going to be a conference, big conference, and that's going to hurt you because that will take probably 2 hours, and you have to pay Zoom for that, I think, as well.
Not only about the Zoom, but the thing is that
The
even
time
now,
issue is the main issue. Yeah, the
yeah,
time issue.
but for the youth, for the millennials and the people after us, because we are millennials,
Mhm.
uh, it's quite of good to work from this habit is something that we have because, for example, if you're living in a big city, in a big country, or out of the big city, you have around hour and a half, 2 hours to go to the office and to in your way back.
Yeah, yeah,
And there are around 4 hours per day.
yeah.
And now, so you're losing 4 hours.
Nothing.
You're
Now you're
no,
losing nothing.
no, yeah, but before that you're using 4 hours, and your work shift is not 8 hours, it's 12 hours.
Yes, true.
Yes, and now it's better because you have 8 hours to be structured. And to
Exactly.
be honest, when we are talking about marketing, development, sales, or something creative like UX, UI, the writing, or what is it, you can't work focus more than 4 hours.
Yes.
Your brain is going to be burnout for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a salad. So that's true because if you even if when you face the traffic, especially when you face the traffic and you come up to office, so there is always a 30 minutes to 50 minutes time when you are becoming unproductive, and when you are returning home, you are like just cursing it because you are so disturbed about the traffic jam after working so hard for such a long time. So it's everybody is in a better shape right now, I'd say, from their home. They have a better chance of doing. The only thing that's actually is harmful is the mental condition, which we'll have a separate episode about, I guess. So that's really important, and if you can check that, then I think you have all the means to maintain a smooth office, as long as you can work online. Like if your work is can be done online,
There,
there is
your
you're
routine
saying.
is the most the one of the things is to have the discipline and the routine. And one of
Yes,
the habits that I'm
yes, that is true.
trying to adopt is airplane mode of my phone.
Okay, interesting. So you put it in airplane mode when you are working, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to have. I don't know. Several times my friends told me about the name of that rule, but I am always forgetting it. Yeah, it's Pomodoro. It's Pomodoro.
Yes, yes, yes.
20
I heard
minutes,
about it. Yeah.
20 minutes deep working, 5 minutes break.
Yeah.
But what is the thing when we are talking about structuring and everything? Because you are CEO, a lot of people, if you are CEO, you are business there for sales, a lot of people are going to outreach you for everything that
Yes.
they have set their mind to.
Yeah.
But in order to do that and to be more focused on your things and the things that you need to do, uh, you need to do it something else. You need to manage your time, but to know how to manage your time, you need to be in charge of your time.
Yes.
So in
That's the
order to
important thing that you mentioned, being in charge of your team. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but to be in charge of your time, you need to have to cut all the distractions. For example, now because I'm doing more outreach through the Facebook and I'm thinking about the Instagram, but maybe I'm going to cut it off. When I'm not doing it, I'm deleting through the week I'm deleting my apps and I'm using only LinkedIn because it's B2B and it's helping me to outreach and talk with the right people. But if you are distractions and if you think that we have a limited in the morning, we have a limited amount of time to take the decisions, you for your team and everything. If you start
Yeah.
throwing with those stories with everything, your amount is going to be smaller. So when we are talking about the structure, especially from working for home, and that is something that I'm trying for 3 weeks to adopt the right structure. I have the notebooks all around me, writing with everything and
Yeah.
structuring, even the whiteboard, the
Yeah.
flip chart, and everything. The thing is that the structure is not about only for your company, but it needs to be from you to them, because when we're a small team, we're yeah, and it's decentralized, so it's not so like you. But when you have 5, 10, 20, 12, 20, 25 people and you're the CEO, you need to first to structure your part of the things, and after that to help all the others. So to be the leader and to lead by example.
Yes, that's really important. For example, small things. Okay. Being on time on a meeting, like that's really important. When you schedule a meeting on calendar and it's scheduled and you have accepted the invite, you have to be sharp at sharp. For example, if the meeting is at 8, you have to be there at 8. So no matter what, yes, you can have other jobs, so you can just say hello at 8 and ask them that I might need to finish that work, so can I ask 5 minutes of your time? Can you wait for 5 minutes? Then you go out. That keeps your team on track, that the team lead is being on time, so we should too. And also about being in charge of my time, it's really important, because that's the part I mentioned about being synergic. That's the synergic part that I mentioned about having some ownership of your work. So the team members in our team, they have this sense of ownership while they are working. So we have created such an environment in our office. We are such a company that is basically believes on decentralizing and the ownership of our people. So it's not like they are not the owners of the company, it's not like they are employees, we call them team members. We make them believe that they also own the company, which they do as well, because it's a company. They are basically our pillars. I mean, they are basically our investment, they are everything of this company. So without them, the company does not exist, it does not exist. So you have to make them, you have to keep them on board, you have to have them properly onboarded. So when they are properly 100% on board, both physically and mentally, only then you can have the best outcome. When they are onboarded, then they will try to make sense of it. I mean, they will take their own responsibility, they will try to be on time, they will try to be productive, and they will inform the superiors if they face any issues. So if you are just doing it for the money, if you are just doing it for the paycheck, then you will not do those things. So if you find a gap in your company, then you will not inform about it, because you only care about the paycheck, you don't care about the company. So it's important that you actually make them believe that you own the company. And I have seen people who are working for different big corporations or small corporations, and in these times they are like really annoyed that they do have to do office. Can you believe that? Because they are receiving like more than they are receiving 16 hours a day right now for themselves, still they are complaining. So that means whatever they do, they don't enjoy it, or whatever they do it for, they're not good enough. Probably they have not given them a good experience. So what we try to do is we make them believe we have made a situation where they want to work more. We don't have to say it out loud that work more. If they feel like it, that they will work more, they will do it. I don't have to say a word. And I, of course, as a CEO, I don't ever encourage overworking. But if something needs a little push, they do it themselves. So about the checking myself thing that you mentioned, I think it can be really helpful if you can give your team members the same ownership feeling that you have in you inside in yourself. So that works out so great. That have been working out so great for me over the years, if you ask me.
The thing is, yeah, that is the leading for example, from your own example, because that is one of the things that I have in myself from ISEC. I'm ex-ISECer. Maybe you know what is ISEC. It's
Yeah.
a youth organization. And there one of the things is no matter that you are falling down, you need to lead by example and to be always in front. The thing is that, for example, we are doing together with Vel, we are preparing our weekly tasks, everything, structure it. And after that, when we are talking on the phone, we are chit-chatting for other things because everybody took responsibility for his part.
Yes.
And is pushing harder the other guys. And the one of the things is that is the thing that is important when you are giving. That is really cool that they have extreme ownership by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
And the other thing is to know what kind of people are they, how they operate, because one of the people gonna need everything really structured and detailed. Other is going to have everything in the other way, just to do it. That they are
Yeah.
doers. One is the doer,
Yeah.
the other is the people that is preparing. And you need to know how to structure your teams for the different projects. I can talk, and maybe one of
Yes,
the
and that's why we have this decentralized format.
maybe
Yes, can you hear me?
yeah. Now I can hear you. Uh, Maybe
Common problem. Yeah, go
one
on.
of the teams, one of the times we can talk about failures and bad example, because the things that I
Yeah.
can share now
Yeah.
are for my past failures, and there are a lot of. And I can tell you because
Yeah.
I learned a lot. Even from each one failure, I think that I worked 100 times more than from each wins that I had.
That's the important issue. See, I believe that you need to have a significant not be successful. It's not possible. It's a fluke. If you succeed without any failures, it's a fluke. It's a fluke success, and just by pure sheer luck. And you don't stay lucky for that long. So you have to have a fair share of failures in your life.
Do you
So that's a
know?
very interesting topic. We should cover it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know that I heard from a friend that in USA, when somebody is successful, but is successful from the first time that with the first company that he did it, they told that for him he's not an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur, he's just a worky boy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, honestly said, to be honest. Nice fun indeed.
Because
But
every failure is listening, but the thing is that now when there is remote structure, you need one of the structures is to structure the possibility that is given to you, the possibility that is going to be after 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. I'm still thinking what they're going to be, but when maybe we can talk about that thing. But the world is going to be really changed, and one of the winners is going to be the Asian countries for sure.
Probably, let's see if we can contain it, if we can survive
Yeah,
both physically and as an
mentally.
organization, then it's going to be better, I guess, uh, because the global economy, they are receiving a massive hit right now, and everybody is need to do some cost cutting, and what better place to have a quality work at the same time at a very reasonable price than Asia, of course. So lots of
Balkans
works.
is the other.
But so far we are leading from the front, the Asians, you see.
Yeah,
But it's a good race, of course, we enjoy. But you see, it is a very popular destination. It has been for some time, to do some offshore works, to do some work from online. So I think it's only going to get increased when we can contain the virus, of course. So all eyes from the front are all fixated upon the situation right now, and everything is running. I'd say we have our own challenges like everyone. For example, this connection issue is very common. Often, every time, everywhere you have these issues. So, but you have to live with it. I mean, as you said, 4 hours are being saved every day, so that's a lot of hours. So you can do whatever you wish with that time, and that can that can surely compensate for the small tiny issues that you are facing while working online, right?
even one of the things that I want to share now is
Hmm.
because it's that kind of environment, and the people that are going to watch that thing needs to know that we are doing one shoot, so no editing, no anything, just
Yeah.
the clear vision of us sharing our thoughts. Maybe some of the times we are not going to be so structured with the topic that we are talking. Maybe
Yeah.
when we have somebody else as our guest, we are not going again to have something to be so structured, but it's one shoot without editing, the pure version of ourselves,
Yeah.
and sharing the things that we are seeing every day with the
Absolutely.
communication between us, between the teams, and the work that we are currently doing.
Yes, and that's absolutely necessary because you have a choice, right? You have a choice about your screen time. You can either watch the fake newses and get panicked, or you can watch some really productive stuffs to keep you going, keep you motivated, and make you a better person. So we choose the latter one, and we are trying to contribute to the better through this one, so that some other people, some in some parts of the world we don't know, so can come across our content, pure original content, and if we can help them even by 0.1%, I'd say that's a massive success.
It's yeah, it's really massive success. So you're gonna see it in my channel, personal. You're gonna see it on Minaj channel. You're gonna see it in our company's channels. And each Monday, at least for the next 2 weeks, we're gonna be here and
Yeah.
talk with each other and maybe with some guests. But for today, I'm going to give the ball to Minas, and he's going to close the today's topic.
All right, thanks, man. So it has been a very good. I don't know. I felt really good while having this chit chat and on camera, on live. Probably we should also think about doing some live sessions if this thing gets some traction, I'd say, and if people like our content. So we might even think of doing some live sessions. Or you can also, when whoever watching this, you should. I request you that please put your thoughts, like what else can we do and what else should be done to make this thing a better experience for everyone. Okay, I mean, right now everyone is a friend. I mean, whoever's watching this is our friend. Okay, so we should help each other so that the other person you are helping out, that can help you better. Okay, so help us help you better. Okay, that's what I'll say. And give us suggestions what we should do and what else can we do, and what topics should we cover, and which type of guests do you want to see on this show, or whatever you call it, I don't know yet. But most importantly, stay positive, and of course stay safe. That's the only two things that matters most. So if you stay safe and if you stay positive, and if you probably, if we can continue chit chatting, probably something good will come up when all this is over.
Yeah.
Till then, hang in there. Okay.
Completely agree with you, man. And one of the things, always learn, and you have choices to give up or to proceed. Because we tried several times with the wife, we didn't make it, but we are
Yeah.
here. And guys, for me, it was a pleasure to talk with Minas. And maybe we're gonna no, hopefully we're gonna see you next week on the our channel, and when we're going to talk about more most of the time about the discipline, mental health, and how to stay maybe most of the time with clear thoughts when you are in
Yeah.
front of the computer around 60 12 to 8 hours per day. And
Yeah.
again, thank you, Minas, and leave your comments below, and see you next week.
Thank you,
Bye
man.
guys.
See you. See everyone. Bye
See
bye.
ya. Bye bye.
Take care.
Take care.